All right. So, hi, J.MAK students, and welcome to summer school. Thank you for being here with us to learn more about two incredible destinations on very different coasts. So, we have Farmhouse Inn and the Newbury, Boston. For those that don't know me, I'm Meg Crosby, hospitality personality at J.MAK based in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can always reach out to me and our team at hi@jmac.com for any questions about any of our partners. Today, after both presentations, we'll open the floor for a brief little Q&A session. So feel free to put those questions in the Q&A or in the chat, raise your hand, however you like to do it. We continue and finish our summer school series tomorrow with Chatham Bars Inn and the Inn at Newport Ranch. Same time, same place. You can register by visiting our website, jmac.com/events. So thank you so much for your continued support. And without further ado, we are going to be whisked away by Tamara to Farmhouse Inn.
Awesome. All right. So we are heading over to the West Coast. And Meg, can you see my screen?
Yeah, looks great.
All right. Here we go. So welcome to Farmhouse Inn. We are located in the Russian River Valley of Northern California. So if you enjoy Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, then this is the place for you to spend a little time. We have some of the most world-renowned Chardonnay and Pinot Noir vineyards, all within minutes of Farmhouse Inn. And just to kind of give you a little bit on our location, just in case you haven't had a chance to come out to Northern California, we're about 90 minutes north of San Francisco. So that's where most people will go to. And then Napa is to the east of us by about an hour. And then a lot of people don't realize this, but we're only about 25 minutes from the coast. So if you're looking for a beautiful drive, we do have part of Highway 1 located in Sonoma. And then, of course, just wanted to mention too, for those that might have clients in Southern California, Seattle, Phoenix, we also have a fantastic little airport in Santa Rosa. It's only about 15 minutes from Farmhouse. So a lot of direct flights coming right into the wine country. So if you wanted to skip the San Francisco leg and just spend a quick weekend, I highly recommend looking at STS airport code to get in and out of the wine country. So Farmhouse is situated in the town of Forestville. So a lot of people don't know where that's located. So I always say we're equidistant between Healdsburg and Sebastopol, two really incredible wine country towns. And of course, everyone comes out for the wine, but I do want to mention too, the food and the restaurants are just incredible as well. A lot of Michelin-starred dining, everything from Single Thread, which is our Michelin 3-star restaurant, just about 15 minutes from us in Healdsburg. And then we've got everything from, like I said, the Michelin star dining to food trucks to everything in between. But I think what you'll really find most prevalent in our area are just the artisan shops, the galleries, and the eateries that really focus on those smaller boutique family-owned entities. And for those who want to get out in nature, maybe need a little break from all the wine tasting. I love going down the Russian River by a paddle boat or canoe or even hiking around that area. We also have really fantastic bikes. So we've got some guides that will take you through the vineyards. You'll end up at a vineyard for lunch, and then you'll finish up at Farmhouse Inn. So everything is really accessible with beautiful rides. Everything from the beginner who might just want an e-bike just to see everything to more strenuous athletic rides as well. And then we're about 25 minutes from the Redwood Forest. So that's a really great way to go and get in touch with nature and see the incredible trees. And our owner, Joe, actually does a morning hike with anyone who wants to join him on Mondays at 9 a.m. And if you have clients that really want to spend some time with Joe because he is a lot of fun, he will also schedule those on a one-off basis too. So now to bring you onto property, this is Farmhouse Inn. It's super charming boutique property with just 25 guest rooms, so we're super small. You know, you can walk from the front of the property to the back in probably 3 or 4 minutes. But this is just our pool sort of in the center here. The restaurant isn't pictured, but we do have a fine dining restaurant, casual dining. We've got a spa to the right-hand side, along with some of our entry-level cottages. And then all of our suites are in the back barns to the rear of the property. So just a little bit about the background. Joe and Catherine are siblings, and they have owned the property for over 25 years. A lot of people think they're married, but they're not. And once you spend a little time with them, you'll understand that they aren't married, because they do bicker. They like to think, you know, Joe thinks he's the wine expert, and Catherine likes to challenge that. So it's a lot of fun to go to wine hour with them and hear their antics. But they've had the property, like I said, for almost 25 years, and really just bought it as for the restaurant. And it had a couple of dilapidated cottages, and just one thing led to another, and found, you know, that so many people coming out to the wine country are really looking for an experience like Farmhouse, something on the smaller side, something that has that family feel to it. So it's just really evolved into a world-class resort through the years. And here's a few of the beautiful guest rooms. Catherine designed the rooms to really have that farm chic look. We've got the 4-poster beds that kind of give you more of that older feel, but then you've got all of the newer modern touches with an indoor-outdoor fireplace, beautiful decks, and then you know, incredible sunken tubs. So I always encourage people to enjoy the tubs while you're there. And he can be your welcome amenity if you wish. That's just a little add-on. But we can, you know, just throw that on your folio for a couple $100 extra. And of course, almost as important as the wine, but not quite, is the food. So just recently, we've added this beautiful picking garden at the very front of the original farmhouse. So for anyone who dines with us in the fine dining restaurant, the chef will actually greet you here along with a glass of bubbles or the drink of the evening. And you'll have a chance to pick some of the vegetables and edible flowers that you'll see on your plates later in the evening. So our chef is fairly new. If you've been following the history of Farmhouse Inn, we had the same chef for 20 years. He retired, so it's been a little bit of a ride trying to find the right person to take the helm of the kitchen. But Chef Craig is incredible. He's got a fantastic pedigree. We offer 7 courses paired with wines with just 14 tables, so it's super intimate. The food is amazing. We only source from local farmers within a few miles of the property. So it is a very special experience. And we do, of course, hold a couple of tables for our farmhouse guests just to make sure that our overnight guests are well taken care of. I do want to mention too, just with saying that we are open to the public. So if you do have guests that are staying at another property, encourage them to make a reservation at the farmhouse for dinner. And for casual food too, and these are the chickens that my friend Ashley from Boston is going to feed the chickens in the morning. She's volunteered to do that. We do have the chickens on property. We don't have any roosters, so no, they won't wake you up, I promise. And then our casual dining is farm stand. So we've got a really fantastic wood-fired oven out there for pizzas. We do winemaker dinners in the gardens. Everything is just super fresh, organic, and you can really taste the difference. And mixing a little bit of wellness into your day, we have our wellness barn that Catherine also designed. So it looks more like a luxury equestrian barn with double Dutch doors and outdoor space. A couple of the rooms have outdoor showers and baths as well. So this is a great place to have a spa treatment, maybe to start your day or to end your day after a strenuous day of wine tasting. We also have non-traditional treatments too. We offer sound bowl meditation, vineyard bathing, forest bathing, private yoga classes. So a lot going on right in our little wellness barn. Special touches all over the place when you come to Farmhouse Inn. So when you check in, we have more of a living room set up. And again, to enjoy those big bathtubs, we have a organic bath bar set up by a local artisan, and so you can come in and you can just cut your own bath products off of the soap bars. For the holidays, we'll have cinnamon spice and peppermint. So we really change out the the flavors and the smells by season. So that's super fun. And then every evening, Joe, one of our owners who I talked about earlier, is gluten-free. So he challenged our pastry chef to make the most amazing gluten-free chocolate chip cookies that she can. And so a lot of guests that will come back year after year, month after month, they're saying, we're just coming back for the cookies. That's how good they are. So every night when you come, you'll have your cookies and milk and enjoy those. And then if you want some extra during your stay, just let us know. We'll make sure we make a few extras. And then another huge selling point for Farmhouse is complimentary wine experiences for our winery partners. So Joe and Catherine have these, they've been in Sonoma for over 5 generations. So their roots run pretty deep. So we've established almost 25 winery partners that offer complimentary or elevated tastings specifically for the Farmhouse guests. And so every afternoon, one of our winery partners will come over from 4:30 to 5:30 and bring their wine, and either a winemaker or director of hospitality will come. And it's just kind of a nice way to bring, a local into the daily lives of our guests and extend that experience on property. And we also offer, we don't want you driving out in the wine country when you want to be indulging and having a great time. So we've got 4 of the X90 Volvos that are the hybrid cars along with drivers. So we can secure that for you, as well as our concierge are amazing. So they can put a whole wine itinerary together for your guests. The concierge service is complimentary. And the Volvos, along with the driver, all day is $6.95 plus a 20% gratuity, and it's worth every penny. Our drivers are super fun and knowledgeable, so I highly recommend adding that to your trip. And as I mentioned, we've got the winery partners, so you can kind of get an idea. Some of the names you'll recognize, others are really small production, family-owned wineries where you might not know their names, but they're super special and hand-selected by Joe and Catherine. And we also have a few distillery partners and local cheesemongers. So a lot of other partners too that offer elevated experiences for the guests at Farmhouse. And we're almost to harvest. So it's a little bit later this season because the weather's been a little bit more rainy and on the cooler side. So we're hoping harvest kicks off around mid-September, and it'll probably go through end of October, 1st of November. We're hearing, people really love the immersive experiences. So we partnered with Small Vines, which is a small production winery, family owned in Sebastopol. So they're opening up their harvest to our guests. So with this offer, you will actually pull on your boots. You're going to get your hands dirty, and you'll experience harvest for a day with their team. As well, we'll include a gourmet picnic, and that also includes transportation for the full day, as well as breakfast for 2 and lodging. And then coming to a close here with the year, always, keep us in mind for Thanksgiving and the holiday season in December. The property is decorated beautifully. We've got the s'mores by the fire pits, and it's just really a nice little getaway to escape and just enjoy sort of, and not a lot of people always think about Sonoma for the holidays, but there's really some fantastic things going on with live music down in Healdsburg, and of course, incredible food and beverage too. So cheers, that's Farmhouse in a nutshell, but I also wanted to mention too that we're offering an incentive to anyone who joined the call today. You will receive an upgrade at time of booking for any reservations confirmed now until the end of the year.
Oh my gosh, yay, we love that.
So thank you so much for joining. And now I'm going to pass it along to Miss Ashley.
Thank you, Tara.
I was busy booking a flight to Sonoma to the Farmhouse. Sorry, I wasn't paying any attention. It's amazing. Great. Okay. I guess we'll move on over to Boston. Meg, unless you wanted to say anything in between. I just sort of stole the microphone there.
I love it, girl. I mean, book me too. Go for it.
Go. All right. So let me share my screen. Make sure I do this the right way. That's always, everybody can see everything.
You look great.
Okay, just making sure. Sometimes that's the hardest part for me, is making sure I'm properly sharing. So for everybody on the call, my name is Ashley. I am with the Newbury Boston, a proud year and change now as a J.MAK hotel as well. So certainly delighted to be on the call and introduce or reintroduce you to this icon in the city of Boston. So the property originally opened in 1927. It was one of the very first Ritz-Carlton hotels in North America. As time went by, and here you're seeing our front yard, as we like to call it, that is the Boston Public Garden. It does sit right in front of us. So certainly location-wise, one of the best spots that you can find, maybe the best spot in the city. So after the time as the Ritz-Carlton in the early 2000s, the hotel did change hands and became a Taj property, but really not much changed other than the name. And this iconic hotel, the Grand Dame of Boston, very much was in need of an uplift. I like to say she needed a blowout and some gloss, and we were there to take on the task. So our management company came in, we took over the property, closed the hotel in November of 2019 to begin what was originally planned as a phased restoration of the property. But of course, because of the dynamic of what we all experienced in 2020, we shifted gears and completed the full restoration of the hotel, and then had the opportunity to reopen the doors in May of 2021. So just as the world was starting to move again, we were there and ready to welcome those guests that were traveling once more. So the Newbury, the goal with this was to restore the hotel, bring it into the next generation, but certainly maintain the legacy, the glamour, the beloved history that was always so foundational and that we carry with us forward into this next generation. We're about to head into fall season, which of course is probably the best time to be in New England and in the city of Boston. So here you're taking a look at the Back Bay, really the center of Boston. We're right there in the middle, that logo with the N over the building, that is the Newbury. So when I said we do have a front yard, we truly do. The Boston Public Garden in all of its glory and fame sits right in front of us, and we sit on Newbury Street, which if you know the city of Boston, you know to be the luxury dining and shopping gallery experiences for your guests and yourself to enjoy. But for those of you where that Boston might be a newer city and you haven't had the chance to enjoy it, you can liken that to the Fifth Avenue or Rodeo Drive in our glorious city, but certainly with all the New England charm that comes with it. Just over behind, as you see the river, that's the Charles. Just beyond that, all the colleges, so Harvard, MIT. So for guests that are looking at travel to Boston for college visits or because their children are going there, we really are an ideal spot. That's a big part of our business. Last weekend was absolutely wild because all of parents were bringing their kids back to school. So certainly keep us in mind for that type of travel as well. And before we carry on and go through the spaces and beautiful rooms at the hotel, we do like to take a pause to really speak to the legacy and the history, the foundation that built the property, made it what it is today. So whether it was John Kennedy, as he wrote his inauguration speech in what used to be the dining room and now is one of our beautiful banquet spaces where weddings are held, or Shirley Temple, who was staying with us for months as she filmed, Duchess of Windsor, Bing Crosby, the list goes on and continues today. You're welcoming celebrities and dignitaries of our time, just like we did in the past. Simply turning the page and writing the next chapter in the history of this iconic hotel. So thinking of it as the grandmother passing the baton, and now it's the granddaughter's time to shine. The room product, this is the designer here, and I always love to point this out because of the other J.MAK hotel that has a connection. Alexandra Champollion was the designer for all of our guest rooms. Her son owns Troutback. So as you're making your way through the Northeast and looking at that collection of hotels, it's a wonderful tie-in to our friends at the Hudson Valley. So we're 286 total guest rooms and 90 suites throughout the property. Entry-level rooms start right about 400 square feet, and then we continue from there, moving up into our suites and presidential suites. The room product is a very calming residential palette in the look and feel and design, letting that visual of the garden that's just outside really be such a focus and enjoyment for our guests. It's really the artwork that stands out in the room, but certainly offering layered luxury throughout the product with things like Nespresso machines. Byredo has created a signature amenity, which is called Willow, tribute to the willow trees in the public garden, and luxury throughout all of those additional amenities in the guest room experience. Suite product. So of our 286 rooms, as I mentioned previously, we have 90 suites in the hotel. That's included in the count of 286, but a lot of variety. So depending on what your clients are looking for, we can really tailor and customize that accommodation experience. Probably our most exciting, and we're going into season. So 44 of our suites do offer a wood burning fireplace, true wood burning. Don't want you to miss that part of it. So we are fortunate, because of the legacy of the hotel, to kind of be grandfathered in and able to keep these wood burning fireplaces. We do have fireplace butlers. So from October through April, if you're staying in a fireplace suite, there will be a menu that offers 4 different types of firewood for guests to choose from. And that really comes down to the scent, how long you'd like to enjoy, because they burn at different lengths of time. Are you going to be heading out for the evening? So maybe you want the fire to only go for an hour, and so on. So fireplace butlers will take care of all of that for you. And then there is a food and beverage menu that's been created with the intention of being paired as fireside dining. So from campfire cocktails that have a flaming marshmallow to s'mores bites or hot chocolate for the kids. We've got everything that you need to create that cozy experience during fall, winter, and even early spring in Boston. Do want to touch on some of those presidential options. So if your guests are looking for a increased footprint, we have our mansion and corner house, and also for signature suites that are called grand suites. These do connect to other guest rooms to increase that. So we're looking at anything between 1,150 square feet up to 2,500 for guest experience, dining tables, wet bar, butler pantry and kitchenette, fireplace in some of the rooms as well. So certainly able to go into additional detail as we curate those experiences for your guests. But since I did mention connecting rooms, and it is something I get a lot of requests for, just want to point out to you, we have throughout the entire hotel, not just suites, around 30 different variations of connecting and interconnecting rooms that because of the family travel, we get a lot of requests for, and we will guarantee those at the time of booking, hard block them for you, so there's no question upon arrival as to what that accommodation setup will be. When we speak about the amenities in the hotel, certainly our location is our highlight amenity. We are in such a perfect location for all of the experiences that travelers are going to be looking for as they come to Boston, from shopping, dining, sports, history, and the like. But within the property, a few items to recognize that we do offer an amazing 4,000 square foot fitness center. This is done by a company called The Wright Group. Jay Wright is known for the residential experiences he creates in homes, primarily in celebrity homes. So he's done George Clooney's gym. So having that same fitness experience at the Newbury, certainly, you know, amazing spaces to go for jogs and you know, walking and bike rides throughout the city. But in the middle of February, when the snow is falling, you're just going to want to come down to the fitness center and then head right back to your fireplace and let us bring you your cocktails and take care of the rest, and you can just continue to enjoy from the inside. Our food and beverage partnership is really something that we are proud of and excited to share with our guests. So we've partnered with Major Food Group and Mario Carbone for all of the culinary experience throughout the hotel, from our signature restaurant to the in-room dining. So you have your street bar at lobby level. This is a very popular local spot. So great space to go and have, your chowder in the evening and great martini sitting fireside with the local community. But if you are looking for a bit of privacy, we do offer a space that is adjacent to the street bar called the library. The library is exclusively available for our guests to experience. You can order off of the street bar menu or enjoy the light bites and treats that are offered throughout the day, and the books that have all been hand selected by the Boston Public Library. But of course, not to be missed is Contessa. Contessa sits on the 17th floor of the hotel, completely glass enclosed space that overlooks the Back Bay and City of Boston. This is the Mario Carbone signature restaurant, starting to become a brand for them, just like the Carbone restaurants as well, as they've opened their second in Miami. But certainly we like that claim to fame that we were first. So whether it's during the summer and spring, the windows are open and you're enjoying the breeze coming in and as you overlook the Back Bay, or as we head into winter and the snow is falling and you're dining in this snow globe experience, let us help you make those reservations as they do go quickly when they open with a 30-day window in Resi. But we hold VIP seats with our team, so I can make those for you, or our concierge team as well. We want to make sure that your guests do get that opportunity. The breakfast for any of the consortia affiliations is offered here as well. Briefly to touch on 16,000 square feet of event space. I realize most of you won't necessarily be booking those, but in the event that something would come your way, some wonderful options that we are able to share for your guests and travelers. And that is it for the Newbury Boston. J.MAK amenities available, of course, for all bookings that come through, either mentioning the J.MAK name, go through our booking link on the website, whatever is easiest for you. Just, make sure we know it's J.MAK, and we'll include a welcome amenity. The standard on that is Boston beers and Salty Girl chips. That's a great little restaurant down the street that makes their own chips, or of course lemonade for the kids. But if you want to, John came up with this term, I won't take credit for it, but UpMAC, we can certainly upgrade that amenity upon request as well. Thanks so much. Appreciate the opportunity, and look forward to welcoming all of you as we start fireplace season very soon.
Love it. Thank you, Ashley. Making me feel all cozy in this 80-degree day in Raleigh. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so we do have some questions. We're gonna kind of go right on through. So Andy, let's start with you first, since you have your hand raised. So I'm going to allow you to talk. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Good.
Good. So because of our meeting in Dallas a couple of months ago, I took your advice and I actually booked my client into the Newbury. They arrive on the 22nd of September for 4 nights.
All right.
So the name is Seeds, by the way, if you want to just look at it, SEEDS. But I booked them under the Virtuoso banner. Do they still get any J.MAK benefits?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's whether it's Virtuoso, Signature Select, all of the affiliations, which we're part of, I think all of them. And even if we're not, we'll throw them in there for you, of course, especially as a J.MAK booking. But yes, they definitely get the welcome amenity. If you prefer to do something different than what we've offered, like I said, I'm happy to tailor and make that flexible. Sorry to take up the moment, but what was the last name on that again? And I'll make a note to myself.
SEEDS, Seeds.
Yes, got it.
Seeds, like you'll be throwing to the chickens when you go
I'll be
visit
throwing to the
Farmhouse.
chickens. I'm going to pay my way at Farmhouse. Fantastic.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
And I'm pretty sure I can claim that booking because
you can, because you're the ones who told me about it. You definitely.
Yes, and this is such a shout out to J.MAK when some of us fall ill. If we can't make our road shows, which is certainly not something we make a habit of, the team does such an amazing job supporting us that, you know, word gets out anyway. So thank you, Meg, and thank you, Andy, for the opportunity to welcome these guests.
Totally. I mean, as you can see, it's a very lovely and easy property to sell. So thank you, Andy. So excited to welcome your guests. That's awesome. And yeah, so great point to bring up though, right, is the J.MAK amenities, and that is going to be combinable with any consortia out there. So that's one of the perks with the J.MAK amenity. It's always available on top of what you would receive through Virtuoso, Signature, anything like that. So just make sure that you let us know, let the team know, and that helps me keep a job. So much appreciated. Now let's see, we have a couple other questions. So it looks like for images and stuff like that. So the Ashley and Tamara will both follow up with everyone that's participated in the webinar with kind of follow-up bullet points. And then Ashley and Tamara, please also send some like imagery. Usually some of our folks send like the presentation even too. So we'll definitely follow up with some images so you can post to your clients and kind of get the news out there. Tamara, that's awesome about the harvesting. That sounds so fun too. Getting your boots dirty and making it worth it to get the wine. So they'll definitely follow up with that. So if anyone else has any other questions, please feel free to throw it in there. And then I have a question, Tamara. What is Joe's favorite wine?
He's Pinot Noir.
All day long.
Yes. Yep. And he loves the Russian River Valley, which is right where he's from. He has a vineyard of his own that's actually managed by someone else, but so he's all about the Pinots.
Pinot Noir. Okay, because I saw him with the white in the picture. So is he like a Sauvignon Blanc guy too, or a Pinot? Like, what's the white?
I feel like Chardonnay would probably be his second, so he'll go for that. But generally speaking, he'll always go for the reds.
I love it. I love it. I'm a red too. Get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And once in a while, you'll catch him with a dirty martini. So then you know it's going to get crazy.
That's why we love Joe, and your clients do too. So
Totally.
for sure. Well, thanks everyone for joining. This was super fun. Tamara and Ashley are legit two of my favorite humans in the world in general. So please send all of your clients to them, and they will be well taken care of for sure, without a doubt. If you have any questions, of course, you can reach out to them. Always feel free to copy in us, and I'm here to help as well. Just let us know. But thank you everyone for participating, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for our other summer school.
Awesome.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Meg.
Bye,
Thanks,
Andy.
everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Have a great long weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.